All right, welcome to Tyler's World of Weather. We're going to take a look at the Farmer's Almanac winter forecast this year, just kind of briefly skimming over what they're predicting. So here's our title, Winter Weather Predictions 2026, 2027. What's shaping winter so far? So again, I'm just kind of skimming through the details, giving the most important points. Like the El Nino has officially returned. So again, the biggest development so far is that El Nino is officially underway. After months of warming ocean temperatures across the tropical Pacific, El Nino has developed and is expected to continue strengthening as we head toward winter. And again, so why does that matter? Pacific Ocean is one of the Earth's most powerful weather engines. When its waters warm in just the right places, the jet stream, like we've been talking about, the fast-moving river of air that steers storms often shifts its path. That change can influence where rain, snow, and colder air are most likely to travel across North America. Because the jet stream plays such an important role in shaping winter weather, El Nino is one of the strongest climate signals for forecasters watch, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. Other factors from activity on the sun to changing ocean patterns also help shape the season ahead. So here's a good little graph here. On the left, you have El Nino winters. On the right, you have La Nina winters. And again, for an El Nino winter, you have extended Pacific jet stream amplified storm track, which I call the subtropical jet. You have warmer air up north, dry in the middle, in the Mississippi River Valley and Great Lakes, and parts of the Mid-Atlantic and Midwest. And then you have wetter along the southern border of the USA. In the La Nina winters, you have, it's kind of like a flip. You have drier south as opposed to, you have colder north as opposed to warmer north in the El Nino. And again, you have a variable polar jet stream. So polar jet stream, not your Pacific, the subjet. Drier south, warmer south. For the La Nina, wetter in portions of the Great Lakes, wetter in the Northwest. And so just to get a little picture of those different types of winters, the sun is still playing its part. And I like this because I like when people include the sun and the oceans in their forecast because they're very big contributors. It says the sun remains fairly active. We keep an eye on activity on the sun because it's one of the several natural patterns we monitor as we prepare a long-range forecast. Solar cycle 25 is now past its peak, but sunspot activity remains relatively elevated. Historically, high levels of solar activity have been associated with warmer temperatures on average, although it's only one of many factors that help shape the seasons. Oceans don't just make waves, they help steer storms. Again, weather doesn't happen in isolation. Meteorologists are also watching two long-range ocean patterns, one in the Atlantic and one in the Pacific, that can influence storm tracks, temperatures, and how moisture is distributed across North America. Scientists call them the Atlantic Multi-Decadal Oscillation, the AMO, and the Pacific Decadal Oscillation, the PDO. And again, there's the IOD, which is a pattern in the can influence. It comes from the Indian Ocean, and it influences the Pacific jet stream, and in turn affects the winter storm tracks. Okay, so again, a lot of factors coming together. They remind us not to forget about the polar vortex. Says it's something we're watching. Note, it's not a storm. It's a large pool of cold Arctic air that usually stays locked near the North Pole. But every so often, that circulation weakens or shifts, and when it does, colder Arctic air can spill farther south, bringing outbreaks of wintry weather to parts of the United States. And again, I know I don't want to read off the whole prompt here, kind of, but looking at the whole picture right now, El Nino is clearly early clue for winter of 26-27, but it's not the only one. As we move toward fall, we'll continue tracking El Nino, longer-term ocean patterns in the Atlantic and Pacific, the sun's activity, upper atmosphere winds, and other large-scale climate signals that help shape winter weather. So again, that's why I like long-range forecasting, because it is kind of an art and a science, because you have to do a lot of digging, and it's kind of fun because these things actually piece together like a puzzle. And ultimately, the best way to make an accurate long range forecast is to get every piece in the puzzle and try to piece them all together and see what that looks like for your forecast. So I just want to give you guys that brief little Farmer's Almanac winter hint. And again, they don't have their forecast out yet, so we didn't go into that. But just to get a different perspective on what major outlets there are saying about this winter. So again, just a brief little winter hint. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. This is Tyler's World of Weather. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more long range weather content. Peace.